Welcome back, everybody, to our 10 for 10 capsule series. These are morsels that you can eat quickly, enjoy, and then there's a big, nice, juicy buffet of conversation and inspiration and tears and chaos and joy every week on our main pod situation. So, in 10 minutes, I'm going to already set the timer. Here we go. Today, we're going to share 5 things that we've done to screw societal expectations. And Sage,
Hey,
hit us.
oh, it's time. Let's go.
Yes.
All right, number one, get heavily tattooed by 20 years old. How dare I? Oh, my earring just fell. Oh,
Oh,
that's how wild
that's,
it got up in here.
I love it. I love
Which
it.
I just want to say very swiftly is, I know it's cool now and it's acceptable now. It wasn't when I was 20 years old.
Yeah. Wow. When did you get where would you like fully tattooed? Like by 20?
Yeah,
You were like, you looked kind
I
of
had
like this.
testes, knuckles, sleeves. Yeah,
Girl.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Bucking all the norms. That's it. So mine is similar, a little more tame though. At number 2, I'm coming in with I stopped tweezing my eyebrows.
Yes.
Cool. Why? For whom? Nobody. Okay, I'm blessed with good eyebrows. I love them, right? Thank you. Around 2020, early like pandemic, I was like, I'm just not gonna tweeze them and then I was like, that's it. And I've had people ask me, why don't you tweeze your eyes? Because no, and I love them.
They're beautiful.
Thanks. Number 3.
Being a female tattooer before it was cool and acceptable in the 90s, which female tattooers been around 50s, 60s, 70s, but it was still a rough place in the 90s to be a young female tattooer.
Yeah. Was it a hard knock life?
It was a hard knocks life.
Mm.
Was
Show us your knuckles. Good girl.
been trying to prove it my whole life.
One of the things she did to buck the system was get good girl tattooed on her knuckles. Yeah.
That's right.
All
That's right.
right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Number 4. At 41 years old, I decided to fully color my hair in all sorts of different unicorn mermaid colors. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life. It was so freeing and I miss it. And I've spent a good 3, 4 years with that look. And it was definitely a buck in the system type of situation because I mean,
Yeah. It's
you
out of
know,
the norm.
yeah, yeah.
That is.
And I've had friends who are like, oh, I'd like to, whether it's have a tattoo or something. And they're like, but how do people look at you? And I'm like, I don't know. Most people like, oh, that's cool, actually. Like, I wish I could do that. And I'm like, you can't
You can.
do
Yeah.
it yourself.
You'll be fine.
Secret of life is you can.
It'll be
Especially
fine.
if you're a big girl or a big boy, a big person. Come on.
Who cares?
All right, Boo, hit us with
Okay.
number 5.
Buying my home as a single woman, no man involved, using a credit score and shit based on my creative work, owning my own business.
Just, just, just intermission of silence for that.
Homegirl of discipline.
If you ever have the audacity to tell me in our secret WhatsApps, in our secret midnight crying WhatsApps, that you ever feel unsuccessful in any way, I'm going to remind you of that fact because you've been there and you did that
I did that.
while you were raising 2 kids.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you. That's you, boo. Mm. Fuck that.
I know. I'm like,
Fuck that system. All right. Number 6, I decided to approach ALS in a way that frankly confused many people, especially at the beginning. People were expecting me to feel a certain way, to be grieve in a certain way, to sort of fall apart in a certain way. I'm not saying I wasn't feeling like shit, grieving intensely. Everything was bonkers, sad, and I was going through hell. However, there was something about the way that people experienced me that felt very discombobulating for them. And I could just tell that they wanted to sort of me be in this space where I was like the victim that needed to be rescued because you know how people love rescuing other people?
Love it.
Well, first of all, by the way, they need to rescue themselves. Like, I'm sorry.
Amen.
If you have not rescued yourself, don't go around rescuing other people.
Mic drop.
Like, doesn't work that way. Quotable, quotable.
It's all here. Start here.
You Sage rescued Sage, MA rescued MA, and then you know what? If we want to rescue somebody else or drop a little line, sure. But
Yeah.
so that was revolutionary because, and I wasn't like, oh, I'm going to do this in a different way. It was just my way. And I could tell that people like didn't know what to do with it because they would come in and be like, oh my God, but oh, and they would see me and they'd be like, but how are it defied their expectation of how somebody should feel during that time. And I had to make so many intentional choices over and over again to stay true.
Yeah.
And I'm sure a lot of people got lost along the way because they couldn't rescue me in the way they thought they wanted to.
Hmm.
I lost a bunch of people, like kind of friends and acquaintances and people like that I knew because I swear it's like they couldn't tap into my victim. And so they were like, well, I don't know what to do then.
Right.
Many things you could have done, but you didn't because you didn't rescue yourself first.
And that's powerful to just step in and go, this is the experience I'm having, and I get to choose what that looks like.
Yeah. Yes.
Not you.
Now you are you. All right.
Okay.
Number 7.
Well, when my husband passed away, I felt like I grieved my own way and was very judged by it and made choices in relation to his memorial or not in my own way. And I feel like our society has a clear way of how you grieve. It has a clear way of when somebody dies, you do X, Y, and Z, and it's expected. And I had so much pushback when I was like, I'm not going to do that. And they're like, but. No, this is my experience, and I'm going to handle it the way I feel good about it, honoring my husband, not yours, mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a lot of shit and pushback for it. A lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. I love that those two were kind of like on a similar wavelength,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We decided how we choose, which is basically living life on our own terms,
Mm-hmm.
our own rule books for ourselves.
Right. And honoring yourself and your husband in that way.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, what comment could you possibly have? What and by the way, these are the people that are just not even in the vicinity.
Oh, I don't hear from
And
any.
then all of a sudden they're like they have an opinion.
I'm like, who are you? Because I haven't known you the past 10 years. So if you're so,
No,
who are you?
get out of my face.
Yeah. And nobody that's in my life now. So I'm glad I made the choice that I could live with, that I could sleep soundly at night with, because all of those people who had big opinions, nowhere to be found.
Mm-mm.
Nowhere to be found.
Mm-mm. Okay. Number 8. I've made myself the center of my life.
Mm. Girl.
Girl.
But
This is
you're
you
not supposed to do that.
know what? This is an inside job, right? I've got more and more comfortable with saying this. I've made myself the center of my life. I think everybody should make themselves the center of their life. And from that point, I am able to truly, truly make connections, commitments, and experiences with other people and situations that go far above what would happen if I was not the center of my life. Full stop. I'm having my own experience and I get to be in other people's company while they're having their own experience.
Yeah.
That's it. And but that's so fill in the blank. You know how I've gotten so comfortable doing that is because I see what I do and who I am. And so I have nothing to prove to anybody anymore. I did, well, all my life, but in these
Totally.
past few years, when shit hit the fan, I was like, oh, whoa. And then after everything that's happened, I'm like, ain't nobody got nothing to say about this.
Mm-mm.
So,
No, thank you.
no, thank you. We've ran
Mm-mm.
out of time. That's it.
Oh, like, damn, the last one was really good.
Till next time. Bye, everybody. No, no, no. Just kidding. Just kidding. How could we do that? We wouldn't do that to ourselves.
It's like,
Never mind that some of our WhatsApp messages are like 8 minutes long. And here we are trying to create one YouTube video between both of us in 10 minutes.
10 for 10-ish, we're gonna call it.
Around there.
Okay,
Okay.
number nine.
Yes, ma'am.
Number nine is I love my big body in a society that needs women to be small. When it's a radical act to love your body the way it is and not obsess about picking it apart and making it wrong and just loving it. Loving it. Touch it. Touch
Touch
it.
it. Love that big body. Love that big, juicy body. Touch it. Feel it. Love it.
Touching it. Here it is.
There it is.
That's right. Bring us home. Look, my big arm swung when I did that. That was so good.
Oh man. Okay, okay, okay. No pressure. I've been thinking about
Pressure.
this a lot and I haven't like landed on the one because I'm
Okay.
like, there have been a few things.
Ah,
Okay, so this is sort of like an all kind of all-encompassing one. I was trying to pigeonhole it, but I cannot pigeonhole it. Um, I've made I have made so many times decisions based on pure intuition that so many people, let's talk about those closest to me. Talking about my father when I was younger. I'm talking about my husband when I was, married. I'm talking about the people closest to me that who I cared about and valued their perspective. And I have seen consistently over time how all of those situations have not only paid off, but have been the story,
mm,
like the stepping stone that opened for something else. So obviously in hindsight, but everything from declining a pretty lucrative, well-paying job when I was in college to do this other thing that I really wanted to do, which paid like $9 an hour. And my father was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yes." I had this like basically like this job in a box with Ford Motor Company. They were going to give me a car and a great stipend and this great salary. And my father was like, right out of college, right? And I was like, no, I'm going to go work in California as an NBC page and I'm going to get paid $9.20 an hour. And my father was like, I'm sorry, come again, what? I was like, it's just what I got to do.
it's the call.
And I did. And I'm so happy. And since then, I have so many other incredible examples that I was like peeing my pants, pooping my pants,
Pooping in the
pooping
pants.
and peeing in the pants, and like so nauseous because I knew what I knew, and I had to like kind of like oop and bear the potential of a future like, well, you should have done the other thing.
Yeah.
So
Trusting yourself.
yeah,
I love it. Love
yes.
it.
All right.
I can't wait to see how long this really was. We tried.
We tried. So we'll invite you if you feel like it to pop in a way that you are deciding you have screwed society's expectations and norms, or that maybe you want to do it in the future,
Yeah.
you know? So thank you for being here. Make sure to check out the long pod episodes. Make sure to join our Instagram. We have an incredibly beautiful freebie. If you click the link below, eraofdreamers.com, we got merch. Look at the merch. There she is. Yes, 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 yes. And we look forward to seeing you again next time.
Yeah, we'll see you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.